everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Today is Friday, May 29th, and this is going to be the start of my next bi-weekly grocery haul. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Janice. I live and work in Manitoba, Canada. I work at a Canadian grocery store chain called Sobeys, and I do some of my shopping there because I have a small employee discount of 10% off my first $150 spent every week. And in addition, Safeway and Sobeys are Scene+ sponsors, meaning you can earn and redeem Scene+ points in store. The majority of the bulk of my rest of my shopping is done at Real Canadian Superstore because you can earn and redeem PC Optimum points there. So I already uploaded a grocery haul video just today, so had I known I was going to buy these items tonight, perhaps I would have waited and filmed them and tacked them onto that. So it's okay. You know, this is the start of my next video. Today is Friday, May 29th, and I don't get paid again until next Thursday, so 6 days from now. So there probably won't be too much more added to this video for a few days, and basically you won't see this video for probably till the first week of June, because, you know, my grocery budget for that last two-week pay period is pretty much close to maxed out. So this is what I bought tonight, and other than a few possible fill-in things like maybe some grapes or something like that, I won't be doing much more grocery shopping for another 5, 6, 7 days, something like that, until my next payday next Thursday. But I wanted to film this though because I picked these items up tonight. I grabbed these Lay's chips. They are on sale right now, 2 for $7, so $3.50 a bag, and that is before my 10% discount. So take an additional 35 cents off per bag, basically, because of my staff discount. That makes it not too bad. But the reason I bought them, you can buy them cheaper than $3.50 a bag. Sometimes actually a while back, the last time I bought them, they were $2.75, I think. So this is actually more. But they do have a points offer of 200 Scene+ points if you buy 4. And we don't really have any chips in the house at the moment. The last chips you saw in my last grocery haul video, that was filmed, you know, like in the last couple of weeks. So most of those are gone already. I like to take some of these just in a Ziploc baggie to work in my work lunches and just break them down that way. But I also bought them partially because of the points, but also because 2 of these are flavors I've never seen before. This cheesy souffle is a flavor I've not seen before, and neither is bacon poutine. I have had like bacon flavored potato chips before, and they're good. And if, you know, those of you that live in Canada, if you've had poutine, you know that it's, you know, I mean, maybe some people don't like poutine, but a lot of us here in Canada do. If you're watching from the US and you're like, what in the world is poutine? It's basically French fries and gravy and melted cheese curds on top. So apparently they've done a Lay's potato chips with poutine flavor, or bacon poutine. So because there actually are a couple places, I've seen a few different like walk-up type of food trucks or fast food places that are like specializing in poutine and different flavors of poutine. And bacon poutine is one that I have seen. I have not tried it though. But if you're a poutine lover and a bacon lover, the combination, I don't really know that you could go wrong. So I decided to try to buy those ones just because those are brand new flavors to me. And then of course the usual wavy Lay's and barbecue. And then these Classico pasta sauces are on sale. These are marked down. I got my daughter to look a little bit closely because it's very hard to find the best before date. I think it's somewhere along the neck of the bottle here, on the neck of the jars. It's very, very hard to find. And she said the one that she looked at, they're perfectly fine. They're not expiring until, or not, the best before date's not until 2027 sometime. So it's not like they're close to their date or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with them. Now, it is only just this one flavor that is on clearance at my store right now. So I'm wondering if perhaps maybe they're discontinuing that flavor. I don't know. But I bought 3 jars of the 4 cheese Classico pasta sauce. They are $2.99. and 50% off of that. So bring it down to $1.50 each. And then again, over and above that, take my 10% staff discount off. So basically $1.35 per jar. I could have bought more, but I know that the 4 cheese is not my husband's favorite flavor. So I don't want to load up on like 10 of these and know that that's probably going to be the last flavor that we use. I'd rather only just have 3 or 4 of them in the house, knowing that that's the least favorite flavor for him, because, you know, they're probably going to be put to the back of the rotation. So anyway, but I thought that was a really good deal. $2.99, so $1.50, and then minus my staff discount. So here's how everything broke down. Here are the chips and the 200 points for the 4, and there's the sauces with $1.50 off of each, so bringing them down to $1.49. And then I bought 1 paper bag to bring them home in because we buy paper bags each week to line our bird cages with. We do have parrots here, and usually they're pretty vocal in the background, but it's fairly late in the evening right now, and they're actually quiet. So that's why you're not hearing them so far in this video. My staff discount for today was $1.87, and I earned the 200 Scene Plus points on the chips. Going into tonight, I had 18,379 Scene Plus points. Those 200 points will hit my account in 24 to 48 hours, bringing me to 18,579. And basically, every 1,000 Scene points is $10. So I am currently at the $180 mark of Scene Plus points. Stay tuned for the rest of the video. Okay, so today is Wednesday, June 3rd, and here are just a few items I picked up at my work at Sobeys last night, which was Tuesday, June 2nd. I worked until 7:30 last night, and then I picked a few things up. I got a bag of grapes yesterday. These were, how much were the grapes? They were $11.78 for that bag. Not the greatest price. It was a relatively full bag compared to some of the others that were there, but, you know, I forget what they were per pound, but they were on sale in the flyer this week. The sale price was like over $4 a pound. So if you consider that that's a sale price, I don't know. But I mean, we were out of grapes, and my husband likes to take those in his work lunches, so I figured I better grab some. Bagels are on sale at Sobeys this week as well. All of the bagels, both the Compliments brand and the Dempster's brands, were $3.49. So of the Dempster's brand, I grabbed 2 of the Maple French Toast variety of bagels. That's probably my favorite flavor of them. And then the 2 Compliments ones, which is the store brand. Like I said, they were the same price as the Dempster's, $3.49 each. But there was a points offer if you bought 2 of the Compliments brand bagels. So well, not on all varieties, but on the cinnamon raisin bagels, there was a points offer. So if you bought 2, you earned 100 points. So all of them were $3.49 each, but on the Compliments cinnamon raisin bagels, there was 100 points for buying 2. So that's what I did. So here we go. Here I bought a paper bag to bring everything home in, and then there's the grapes, the bagels, and there's the 100 points on the cinnamon raisin bagels. My staff discount was $2.60. So I only earned 100 points last night, but still, I'll take it. I went into it with a balance of 18,579 Scene Plus points, and now as of today, that 100 points has hit my account, so I'm at 18,679. So still at the $180 mark of Scene Plus points, but not bad. I just wanted to show you what I picked up last night. And payday is tomorrow, so sometime in the next few days, I'll be doing the rest of my grocery shopping for this upcoming pay period, and I will attach that to this video. All right, so today is Friday, June the 5th, and it is almost 9 o'clock at night, and actually our days are getting quite long here. The sun is starting to get a little bit lower outside, but it's not dark yet, so I'm trying my best to get this filmed before it gets darker, because otherwise, you know, the lighting just isn't great in the kitchen when it's not natural daylight. Anyway, it's almost 9 o'clock. I worked until just after 7 tonight, and then I got busy shopping at Sobeys after work while I waited for my daughter to finish work at 8. So I have a points offer. Some of these things are just simply Scene Plus personalized points offers that I found on my Sobeys app, and some of them are actual points offers that are in the flyer. So most of these things, almost everything that I bought at Sobeys tonight was either a sale with my Scene card and or a points offer. So I earned quite a bit back. And I'm very happy with how I did tonight. I got paid yesterday and my husband got paid today. And so on every payday, he transfers a certain amount to me. And I use that combined with my paycheck to pay the household bills and to buy the pet food and the groceries and whatnot. Other than stuff that he buys out of his own that he holds back, you know, the snacks like the granola bars that were in my last video, that kind of thing. Anyway, so I had a particular offer on my Scene app that if you spent $60, you would earn 600 Scene Plus points, which is the equivalent of $6 in points. That sounds great in theory, except because of my employee discount, I can't just spend 60. It would have to be more like 65 or 66 because that 10% is going to come off. And if I only buy like $63 worth of stuff, once that 10% hits and suddenly $6.30 come off, I'm now at $57, and now I'm not going to get that 600 points. So I have to make sure, my goal was to make sure I hit the $60 and then some so that I did not miss out on those 600 points. Well, on my list, I was calculating everything out by price and kind of looked some of those prices up on the Voila app, which is the Sobeys curbside shopping app. And I figured I was probably going to be somewhere between $70 and $75 before my discount. So I thought, great, I'll be good. Well, I actually exceeded that. So not by a ton. I only went over by a little bit. But let me show you what I picked up, and I'll explain why I bought what I bought and what points and what sales I got. So one of the items that was on my personalized offers on the Sobeys app were these Baker's chocolate. They are regular $7.99, so that's what I expected them to be. But there's actually a price lock on these right now, meaning it's going to be this price, I think, for usually a price lock goes for about 4 weeks. I did not check the date on the label to see when it started or when it'll end, but usually when there's a price lock, it goes for approximately 4 weeks. So they were actually regular $7.99, but because of the price lock, these were $6.49 each, which is still a lot for baking chocolate, but hey, it's a sale, I'll take it. And of course, that's before my 10% discount as well. So I got one unsweetened chocolate and one semi-sweet. And then one of the weekly sales, more toilet paper, $6.49. And that is what Sobeys is referring to as a verified price, meaning that in the last 8 months or so, they've started doing a handful of items in each weekly flyer that are verified prices, meaning that Sobeys has done their research and they are verifying that that is the cheapest price amongst their competitors on that item for that week. And if that happens to be wrong, then you will get the equivalent in Scene Plus points, because Sobeys doesn't price match. So they're not going to go and give you, oh, okay, that, Walmart has it 2 cents cheaper. Well, here, we'll refund you that. No, they just give you that in the equivalent amount of Scene Plus points. But anyway, this is a verified price for this week. And because I bought a product that had a verified price, I earned, what does it say? How many points? 50 points on that item. Now, the Cheez-Its are not a points offer. However, this is an item that is a sale price with the Scene card. So these are $2.47 each, but $1.97 with the Scene card. Now, remember that $1.97 with the Scene card, that's great. I've saved 50 cents per box, but that's before my staff discount. So take another 10% off each box. So I bought 2 of the Zesty Cheddar Ranch, 1 of the extra cheesy, and 1 of the white cheddar. And then there was also a sale in the flyer on Aylmer canned tomatoes. They are $1.99 each. I was looking to see if they had the chili style tomatoes, but they are out. So that was fine. I grabbed 2 of the Italian seasoning and 4 of the fire roasted tomatoes. The fire roasted tomatoes, I don't have a specific recipe I use that in, but sometimes I just substitute that for other types of canned tomatoes because they just have that little extra spice, that little extra kick to them, and that the fire roasted tomatoes have been out of stock at my work for quite a while. So I grabbed 6 cans total. On my Sobeys app, I had a points offer of 120 points if I bought 2 cans. And there was a size range. All of these were within that size range that were on sale or that qualified for the points. These were 540 ml, and these other ones are 398. So anything within that range was on sale, and the points offer for 2 qualified for either of those sizes. Now, when it's a points offer that you see in the flyer, you say, okay, buy 2, get this many points. You could do that 3 or 4 times. But when it's a personalized offer on the Sobeys app, that is something you can use once. So I only got the 120 points on the tomatoes once by buying 2, but I still got the same price on all 6 because all 6 were on sale. They were all of the varieties were on for $1.99 regardless, but I earned 120 points on 2. And then over here, 30 pack of large Compliments brand eggs. These were, scanning down my list here. Here they are. They were $10.28, and I had a points offer for those as well for 180 points. And again, that's not something that was in the offer. It's just one of my personalized offers. And then I found an in-store points offer on these salads. And they were $3.99 each, but there was 100 Scene Plus points if you bought 2. So I grabbed 2. I figured they'd make some good sides if you want to make smokies or hot dogs or hamburgers or these ribs that I bought. Perhaps you can have them with that. And then back here, I also bought bananas. They were $3.04. I have a points offer on those as well on my Sobeys app, so I did get 2 of those. Or not 2 of those, 1 bundle of those rather. And then this was something I wasn't intending to buy. These ribs were on for $4.99 a pound, and they had several packages there, some of which were like $16, $17, $18. This one was $24.49, and normally I would go for the slightly smaller package to get the slightly cheaper package, just a little bit less money. But there was a points offer of 400 points if you bought a minimum $20. Anything $20 or more in a package of these, you'd get 400 points. So this was $24.49, and again, that's before my discount, but that guaranteed me the 400 points on that item. And then over here, 2 loaves of Compliments brand white bread, one for the bread box, one for the freezer. These are $2.49. Now, as I've said before, sometimes when I go to Superstore, I'll buy the no-name white bread. Those are $2.50. These are 1 penny cheaper. But not only that, like, it doesn't matter. I mean, if I'm in Superstore, fine, I'll buy the no-name bread. Doesn't matter. It's 1 cent. Who cares? But for me, because I'm already in Sobeys, it's $2.49, so it is 1 cent cheaper. But I do care, especially if I'm already there in Sobeys, because not only is it 1 cent cheaper, but I get the 10% off. So basically another 25 cents off per loaf. There was an in-store points offer. If you bought 2, you would get 50 points. And I also, on my Sobeys app, had a points offer on them that if I bought 1 loaf, I got 40 points. So I earned 40 points because of my personalized offer and 50 points on them because of the in-store points offer for buying 2. So here is how this all broke down. Let me show you here. There is the chocolate up there, the $2.40. There is the bathroom tissue, the toilet paper for 50 points. All the discounts on the crackers. There's the points on the tomatoes. There is the points on the eggs. Bananas. The points for the bananas are listed at the bottom of the receipt. There's my pork side ribs, $24.49, but 400 points. There's the 100 points on the salads. There is the 40 points on the 1 loaf of bread and 50 points on the 2. And there is the staff discount of $8.06. There is my spend $60, get 600 points. I definitely achieved that. And there is 60 points on the bananas. And the verified price point 50, that was the 50 points I earned on the toilet paper. So after taxes and after my staff discount, I earned $83, or I spent rather $83.86. Obviously, I do have points I can redeem if I want to, but as you know, if you've been following my videos, you know that I'm trying to save them up and use them during the Christmas season. So I started out with 18,679 Scene Plus points. These points, I earned 1,840 points back tonight. Every 1,000 points is $10, so I earned the equivalent of $18.40 back in points. Out of my $83 bill, I earned $18.40 back. But $83.86 for all this, I feel like that's not bad. So, like I said, I started out with 18,679. I earned 1,840. Those points are going to take about 24 to 48 hours to hit my account. And then when I do my closing Scene Plus balance after this transaction will be 20,519 Scene Plus points, meaning I will have $20 in Scene, or not 20, my goodness, sorry, it's after 9 o'clock at night, my brain is done. I have had $20 for a while now. I'm at $180 right now. When those points hit my account and I will have 20,519 Scene Plus points, then I will be at the $200 mark of Scene points. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Now, my employee discount is 10% off my first $150 spent every week. I have picked up a few things throughout this week. The sales and the offers run Thursday to Wednesday, but my employee discount runs Monday to Sunday. So I have already bought a few other things this week, which you've seen in other clips. And after this purchase tonight, I have maxed out my weekly cap. I have nothing left. So I can buy other things and I can earn points on things, but I can't get my 10% discount until Monday. So anything else I need to buy at Sobeys, I'll just hold off on for the weekend and pick up on Monday. But that is everything I got tonight. Stay tuned for the rest of the video. The last clip you will see is going to be the balance of this grocery haul, which will be what I picked up at Superstore. So hold on 1 second, and that is what you will see next. Okay, it is Saturday, June 6th right now, and I wanted to show you some things I picked up at Shoppers Drug Mart today. Bought these items this evening. It's fairly late in the evening already right now, but I wanted to just quickly film these before I forget, and just so I can get some of these things put away. All these items are on a 2-day sale, which often happens on the weekends at Shoppers. They quite often have 2-day sales where there's certain items that are only on sale for on Saturdays and Sundays. And as you know from some of my previous grocery haul videos, I do like to buy these 6 packs of drinks, usually when they're on the two-day sale. So I grabbed 3 of those this time. These are on sale for $3.99 each for the Diet Cokes. if I were to have bought 6 packs of Diet Pepsi, it's funny what they're doing lately at Shoppers is that the Diet Cokes, the 6 packs are on for $3.99, but the Diet Pepsis are on for $4.19. Now, I slightly prefer the Diet Pepsi to the Diet Coke, but I like both, and it's a little bit cheaper for the Diet Coke, so I just went ahead and did that. Now, I was thinking about buying Doritos. At Sobeys, they have them on sale this week for 2 for $8. So for basically $4 a bag, but 2 for $8, and then you'd earn 300 Scene Plus points if you bought 4. In the Superstore flyer this week, Doritos are $3.27. So they would actually be cheaper than at Sobeys, because at Sobeys they're 2 for $8. So basically $4 a piece. So $4, and then even if you put my 10% staff discount on there, take 40 cents off per bag, that brings it down to $3.60 a bag. Okay. The only benefit to getting them at Sobeys then would be the 300 points for buying 4. Because with my staff discount, I would be paying $3.60 per bag. And in the Superstore flyer, they are $3.27. So even though there's no points involved at Superstore, $3.27 at Superstore would have made more sense. But they do have them and the Cheetos on sale this weekend on a 2-day sale at Shoppers Drug Mart for $2.99 each. So that's even cheaper still. And there are points involved, because when you go to Superstore and you buy items that are not on your personalized offers or do not have in-store points offers, you get no points. But at Shoppers, you get points on everything. You can buy the stuff that's on your PC Optimum offers at Shoppers and get points on those. But even if they are not on your offers, which these are not, you get you get base points at Shoppers. So even though they're not on my personalized offers, Cheetos and Doritos are not on my offers, by buying them at Shoppers, I get base points. So I did earn points on this. So this ended up being the cheapest of them all, because Sobeys are 2 for $8 or $4 a piece. Take my 10% off, that brings them down to $3.60. Superstore, they would have been cheaper at $3.27, but this was the best deal by far because they are $2.99 each. So the cheapest sticker price for these 2 days, and I earned base points on them. So I'm pretty happy with that. And it wasn't just Doritos, it was also the Cheetos as well. So I grabbed 2 Doritos and 2 Cheetos, and then over here, just some cookies. These were 2 for $5. And again, not on my points offers, but I earned base points on this entire purchase. So I'm happy with that. Normally I like to do all my own baking, but it's hot here right now. Summer has arrived a bit early here in Manitoba, and to turn the oven on to bake a big batch of cookies right now is just not happening. So I do like typically to make my own stuff, but it's just too hot to bake, and I can throw some of these in my work lunches. So here is my receipt. Let's see here. You can see there is the chips, and yeah, I didn't need to buy a bag. I had reusable bags in the car. So I spent $32.20. All I earned on this, because none of these are on my weekly points offers, all I earned were just base points, but the base points that I earned were 420. So that leaves me now with a closing balance of 124,375 PC Optimum points, or that basically means I'm at $124 of PC Optimum points right now. So stay tuned for the rest of the video, because it is late Saturday night right now, but sometime in the next couple of days, I will be going to Superstore to finish my grocery shopping for this pay period, or at least for this week anyway. So stay tuned for the rest of the video. Okay, so today is now Friday, June 12th, and these few little items here were picked up at Sobeys on Tuesday, June 9th, after my shift at work. I kind of went a little silly on the chocolate, but it was 50% off before my discount even, so I thought, okay, I bought, these are 4 packs of chocolate bars. I happen to love caramel bars. I think that's one of my favorites, obviously, since I bought that many. I bought 1, 2, 3, what did I buy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, I think, or 7. Looks like 7. I'm trying to look at the receipt here too, because I got them stacked pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those, so 28. They're all going in my fridge freezer, probably just to keep them cold so they don't melt, and I can just pop a half a chocolate bar in my work lunch once in a while, or just have a bit to snack on here at home, share with the family, whatever. But I mean, it seems like a lot to buy 28 chocolate bars, but you know what, at that price they're at $5.99 and 50% off, and then my staff discount on top. So basically $3 came off every package, bringing them down to $2.99, and then another 30 cents off per package, bringing them down to $2.69 per 4 pack. So I felt like that was a pretty good sale. And then these salad kits were on sale for $3.99, and if you buy two, you got 300 Scene Plus points. So I got a barbecue ranch and a dill pickle salad mix. So here's the 300 points, and then my staff discount was $2.92. So I was only out of pocket $28.52. Earned the 300 points, and going into that I had 20,559 Scene Plus points. Now I'm at 20,859 because it is a couple days later and the points have hit my account. And then Wednesday, June 10th, I went to Superstore. Yes, Wednesday, June 10th. That's right. And I went there on Wednesday because it was Wednesday evening, and the offers run Thursday to Wednesday each week. The Scene Plus offers at Sobeys and the PC Optimum offers at Superstore all run Thursday to Wednesday every week, just like the sales. And there was a couple of things that I needed, but a couple of things in particular that were on my points offers. So I wanted to just get those for the time being until, we were having, we had a pretty major weather event this week. We don't usually get tornadoes here, but beginning on Tuesday night, we started having, our power was out for 48 hours from basically the wee hours of just after midnight Tuesday night, basically 12 something a.m. Tuesday until 4:30 yesterday afternoon. So I didn't want to go buying any perishables on Wednesday because we still had no power at that point. So the bulk of my rest of my grocery shopping still has yet to be done. I still need to go buy cheese to replace what we lost in the fridge because we had to turf a lot of the stuff in the fridge. Just had to be just tossed out. A lot of stuff in the fridge just had to go. So we have to replace the cheese and the milk and the yogurt yet, but I couldn't do that in the last couple of days because the power was out till yesterday afternoon. So these were bought Wednesday late day. Needed some more kitchen garbage bags. These were $7.49, and the razors just for my daughter and myself to use, those were $7.99. I think there's 32 pack there. And these items here, the no-name brand graham crumbs for baking were on my points offers. So I grabbed two just chocolate ones this time. Those are what I use at Christmas time to make my rum balls. So I got points on those. Those were $4.29 each. And then my husband said, hey, we have lots of large Ziploc freezer bags, but no sandwich bags and no snack bags. And they happen to be on my points offers. So I grabbed a 100 pack each of snack Ziploc bags and sandwich bags at $4 each. They were on sale and earned points on them. So here's how it all went down. There's the garbage bags and everything, and I earned 800 points on the Ziploc bags and 800 points on the graham cracker crumbs. So I spent $34.87, earned the 1,600 points, leaving me with a closing balance of 125,975 PC Optimum points. So I'm at $120 of PC Optimum points and $200 of Scene Plus points right now. So not bad. Okay, so today is Saturday, June 13th, and this next segment or two will be finally the ending of this bi-weekly grocery haul. As usual, most of my grocery hauls tend to be in multiple segments, and this video is no exception to that rule. So here we go. This is what I bought at Sobeys at my work last night on Friday, June 12th after my shift. So these items over here, the Armstrong cheese are on sale at Sobeys for $7.97 this week. I did look at the Superstore flyer online, and they have them on sale for $7.98. So Sobeys beats them by 1 cent. Plus I have my 10% staff discount as well. Now, Sobeys has a handful of items in the flyer every week that they say are verified prices, meaning that they have done their research, Sobeys has, and they can verify that that price is the lowest price on that product for that week. And the Armstrong cheese is one of those items, and it's 1 penny cheaper than Superstore. So, and the Classico pasta sauces are also considered a verified price for this week as well. So what I got for cheese, I got the Armstrong cheese. This is 1 block of marble, 1 block of pizza mozzarella, 1 block of medium cheddar, and 1 block of Mexican Fiesta. The pizza mozzarella I could use on homemade pizza. We do have some homemade pizza kits in boxes downstairs, or on a pan of lasagna. I'm not sure yet, but at $7.97 each, and then 10% off over and above that, I thought that was a pretty good deal. So it's time to stock up. And like I said in the previous clip, we did have a power outage that lasted 40 hours for us. It was over 40 hours. So almost 2 full days just about. And we pretty much had to replace the contents of almost the entirety of our fridge and fridge freezer. So time to stock up on cheese anyway, because I only had one block of cheese left as it was. And now might as well stock up since we had to throw everything out, and may as well stock up because it was all on sale. So, and then the Classico sauces were also a verified price at $2.97 each. So I got 2 sun-dried tomato, 2 fire roasted tomato and garlic, and 1 tomato basil. And then the Compliments sparkling water, you have seen these in my previous grocery haul videos, but not in any recent ones because they have not gone on sale for a good price for quite some time. It used to be that regular price for them was $1.25. Now regular price, I'm looking at my receipt here, these were on for 87 cents this week, and it says saved $1.12. That means that regular price now on these is $1.99. That's considerably more than what regular price used to be. So I feel like I haven't bought them in quite a while, so it's a treat, and I'm stocking up. And B, I'm stocking up because I like them, but also because they're on for a good sale. 87 cents each before my 10% off, so take another 8 cents off each one basically. So I decided to stock up. I got 3 raspberry, 3 peach, 3 strawberry, watermelon, 2 blackberry, and 2 cherry. I kind of surprised myself that I only bought 2 cherry. That is one of my favorites, but that's okay. And for the first time, I'm going to try key lime. I haven't bought that one before. And then the last thing on this receipt was a seedless watermelon. And this is an example where sometimes there's points offers on different things. None of these specifically had points offers on them, but sometimes the scene card simply gives you a sale price. And that's what happened in this case. The watermelon was $7.99 if you did not have a scene card, but if you're a scene card holder, then it takes $1 off, so it makes it $6.99. So I grabbed one of those. Only my daughter and I really like watermelon in this house, so I don't know how fast we'll eat through it. But we do have a church picnic tomorrow, so I'm kind of thinking that maybe, if anything, what I might do is maybe cut up half of it and take it to that as our contribution. We're supposed to bring our own sandwiches, our own lunches kind of thing, but then bring like desserts or whatever to share. So that was my one thought, was perhaps I could do that. I'm not sure, because it's a pretty good size. Anyway, so here is my receipt. Here is all of the... you can see the different tomato sauces and the sparkling water and the savings there. Oh, I'm going to lose my receipt. Trying not to drop it, and I almost did anyway. So, no points earned on this at all, but there is the $1 off on the watermelon. My staff discount was $6.72, so I am out of pocket $61.08 for that order. No points earned. Points balance is 20,859 points, because those 300 points from the other day hit my account. The sales and the points offers run Thursday to Wednesday every week, but my staff discount runs Monday to Sunday. So after last night's purchase, I have $44.21 left of my weekly cap. So I have a little bit left to use this weekend if I so choose, but I don't know that I'll be spending any more at Sobeys this weekend. Okay, so back to what we picked up this weekend so far. Today is Saturday, June 13th. Good grief, we better not be going back to January. June 13th, and I have 2 transactions from Real Canadian Superstore. Now, my husband has his own PC Optimum points card, and he often shops using that because he gets his own personalized offers. But this time he was sort of helping me out, so to speak, because he was buying items that he normally buys for himself or things that he wanted, but he used my points card to kind of assist me. Because I have a continuity spend offer that if you spend $225 in one or multiple transactions between Thursday and this coming Wednesday, I would earn 33,750 PC Optimum points, which is the equivalent of $33.75 in points. So he decided, he didn't really have anything on his offers that was that exciting, so he decided to basically help me out a little bit. Okay, I do apologize for any background noise. My parrots are, it's it's almost 7 o'clock at night, actually. I was going to say middle of the day, but no, it's almost 7 o'clock at night. But it's daylight here until after 9 o'clock these days, and so as long as it's light, and as long as they hear our voices, they're going to be demanding attention. So I'm trying to keep the background noise down to a minimum, but it's challenging at best. Anyway, these are the items my husband picked up that he likes or that he wanted to get. He grabbed himself a bottle of cranberry juice that was $2.99, limit of 2, so he just bought himself 1. He bought himself 2 of these Aero Truffle Brownie Bars, $2.49, limit of 2, so he bought himself the limit of 2. And then these crispy, Chips Ahoy crispy chunky cookies, he got himself one of those at $2.87. That was a limit of 1, so he bought himself that. Crispers Crispers and or Bits and Bites are on sale for $1.88, limit of 6, I believe, but he bought himself just two at 2 Bits and Bites, one cheddar and one, no, both cheddar. So I thought he bought one original, but he did not. And then over here, some yogurt, lactose-free yogurt for himself. He bought that $3.99, limit of 2, so he bought the 2, that was the limit. And then the cheese, that was lactose-free as well. It's $5.97. Limit of 4. Now, I did buy regular Armstrong cheese in my Sobeys haul. He can have cheese with lactose if he takes a lactose pill. So if we're going out to a restaurant for pizza or whatever, where it's going to be regular cheese or what have you, he can have regular stuff as long as he takes a lactose pill. Now, if we make homemade pizzas here at home, then he will break out a block of lactose-free cheese for his pizza, and I'll put regular on ours. But so just saying, like, it's not like when I go and buy 4 blocks of regular cheese, I'm punishing the poor guy and saying, okay, we can have these, but you can't. You got to buy your own stuff. No. He can have some of that. He just simply has to take a lactose pill, and he's fine. But when he goes and buys his own snacks or a couple of extra things for himself, like, he will buy himself a lactose-free cheese. Now, there was a block of lactose-free Armstrong cheese at Sobeys as well, and I did buy him that once before. And he was like, thanks, but he actually prefers either the store brand of Superstore, like the PC brand lactose-free cheese, or this brand over the Armstrong cheese. So I didn't bother getting him that this time. So lest anybody think I left him out by getting him something that wasn't lactose-free. No, not at all. Anyway, so that was, trying to look here now, that was $5.97, I believe I said. And then the chocolate milk, this was, losing track of this here, $6 it looks like. And then 2 of this 2% milk, he bought that for himself. That was 2 at $7.58 each. So he spent $51.15 after tax. There was no points on that, but it counted towards my continuity spend. Remember, I have to spend $225 in order to get those bonus points. So he spent $51.15. So that's where we sat after his transaction. And then I bought the rest of the groceries. And I will tell you now, we did not get to the $225 just yet, but it is a continuity spend, so we have until Wednesday. So if we do want to go and get anything else, we do have some time. We'll see. We have to take a look at the budget, see what's left on this paycheck or pay period. So the first thing I bought was a bag of budgie seed for $10.99. And then no name brand of olives were on my offers. I have several jars downstairs already, but I just bought one extra because it was on my offer. $3. Used to be able to get those for $2, no problem. And as part of the fridge clean out after the big power outage, I had to throw out the mayonnaise and the Miracle Whip. So I grabbed the No Name brand of mayonnaise rather than get Hellmann's or Kraft or what have you. I've had No Name before. It's just fine. And that was $5.79. And the Miracle Whip was $4.99 on sale. There was a points offer on No Name brand pasta. And I have several packages of spaghetti noodles downstairs, so I just grabbed one for the time being, just to add to the pantry, and that was $1.99. I grabbed one block of lard for baking. I'm probably not going to try doing pie crusts too much in the summertime because when it gets hot here and humid, that affects the pie crust, but I don't have any in my pantry at all right now, so I wanted to get one just to restock. That was $4.79. And then again, with the Bits and Bites and the Crispers, they're on for $1.88, limit of 6. I just bought 4. I bought 2 original Bits and Bites, a ketchup flavored Crispers, and an all-dressed Crisper, $1.88 each. And then I grabbed a raspberry yogurt. I'm not a big yogurt eater, but I will use it in making fruit smoothies. Use a bit of my 1% milk and some yogurt and some protein powder and lots of frozen fruit, and then that's what I will do for a smoothie once in a while. I should be doing it more often than once in a while. Actually, I try and do it a couple of times a week, usually at least if I think of it. And then also as part of the fridge clean out, I was out of milk entirely, so that wasn't an issue. But because I was out of milk entirely, I needed to get some. So 4 liters, 1% milk, $5.94. But I do have to throw out my creamer that I had because it was in the fridge during the power outage. This time I got an almond cherry. And that one was, where was it? It was $4.48. They actually were on sale at Sobeys, and I think there was Scene Plus points on them if you bought 2, but I quickly brought up the Superstore app and checked the price and saw that they were cheaper at Superstore. So I forget what the price was at Sobeys, but even with the even with my staff discount, they were still cheaper at Superstore this time. So although there were Scene Plus points, I was momentarily tempted, but in this case, the cheaper price at Superstore won out. So, and then over here, some no-name brand ice cream sandwiches. These are $11. And then I got some fruit. Two 3-pound bags of mandarin oranges. I'm kind of buying ahead a little bit right now on some stuff because I get paid again on Thursday and my husband on Friday, but that paycheck is the one that's closer to the end of the month where both the car payment and the rent comes out. So it's an expensive, a lot of it, big expenses come out. So I'm trying to kind of buy a little bit ahead where I can because I know that I'll have a more limited budget on the next paycheck. So these were on for $5.98 each, which is good compared to last week. They were $8. So that I decided to capitalize on that. Bananas are 87 cents a pound, which is ridiculous, but it is what it is. That's their regular price. These were $3.11. I believe the grapes were $2.99 or $2.97 a pound. I forget which. But what I noted was last week, I believe they were the same price per pound. So I got one bag of green grapes, and that was $8.13. And I got 2 bags of red grapes, and I'm looking at my receipt here, and it looks as though they just weighed them. No, they did weigh them separately. I thought they put them together, but no. One was $5.44 and one is $4.64. And then I bought some sandwich meat for my work lunches. The usual sub trio $7, and then the cooked ham $3.75, and the smoked turkey kielbasa sausage for $3.75. Garnier Fructis is back on my offers again, so I grabbed one shampoo and shower curtain liner. This was $4. And over here, they had a special offer. I think it was 6,000 points. Is it 6? Yeah, 6,000 points if you bought 3 Carlton cards. And so I bought a card for my ex-husband for my daughter to send him. I mean, she's in her 20s. She should really be responsible for that for herself. But she'll probably just reimburse me for it. No big deal. But I mean, I just happened to see that card. I knew I had to buy 3 cards, and I saw that one and I thought, oh my goodness, that's perfect for him. Just, just because it's kind of sarcastic, if anything. It says, sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and think, this is what Dad would look like wearing a wig. And this, you would be so, so beautiful, Dad. So, so beautiful. Happy Father's Day to the man responsible for all my good looks. And the reason I say that's sarcastic, that's kind of funny, is because if you ever saw my daughter, she and I look a lot alike. She really looks nothing like her dad. So I thought he might appreciate the humor of that. So anyway, I decided to grab that. I don't normally buy cards for my ex-husband, but I needed to buy 3. So it just made sense. I figured, okay, I saw that one. That was perfect. That one's going to be for my husband for Father's Day, and this one is going to be for my brother for Father's Day. The cards were $6.99, $8.49, and $8.49. So that is what I did there. So let me show you. There is the there was a points offer on the ice cream sandwiches, 3,000 points there. So here's the breakdown of the points. Bananas 300 points, Garnier Fructis 400 points, No Name Olives 300 points, and No Name Pasta or Noodles 200 points. After tax, I spent $152.71. There's also the 6,000 points on the Carlton cards. So yeah, there's 3,000 points for the ice cream sandwiches, which I didn't even realize. So that was kind of cool, buying a treat like that and feeling, oh, so guilty, I bought ice cream. Well, you know what? It ended up being a half-decent thing because I got points out of it. And no need to feel guilty anyway, right? You got to have some snacks, some treats. And then the cards, 6,000, and then all those other points there. So those 2 things, the cards and the ice cream sandwich points, that's 9,000 points. Those would be considered to be in-store offers, I guess. Well, not exactly. Okay, the in-store offer is the 6,000 points. That's for the cards. And then all the others, the 3,000 points on the ice cream sandwiches and all the other stuff like the olives, the pasta, the Garnier Fructis, that kind of thing. Those points all totaled 4,200. So all told for this order, I earned 10,200 points, leaving me with a closing balance of 136,175 PC Optimum points. So as I said, I was supposed to spend 225 in order to get 33,750 points. I did not get there. With my husband's purchase of $51 over there, and what I spent $152.71. We basically spent $172.25. So if I wanted to still hit that $225, I would need to spend $52.75 more before Wednesday. So we will see. I'm not sure. We have to take a look at the budget, see how much we still need and how much is still left to spend. But this video has gone on long enough already, so I'm going to end here. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And if you did, leave a comment down below. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already done so. Thank you for those who have subscribed both a long time ago and more recently. And if you want to know if this is like a to be continued, if you want to know how this turns out and whether or not we got the $52 that we need to make the rest of the bonus points up, stay tuned. Just make sure you're subscribed. And if in a few days when the next video goes up, or in the next week or whenever it is that it goes up, that's what I'll lead off with if we ended up doing that. So make sure you're subscribed, and yeah, stay tuned. There will be more. And if I don't, I will make sure I mention that at the start of the next video too, or try to remember to. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great weekend, and yeah, have a good weekend, everybody, wherever you are. Hopefully it's nice and sunny and warm wherever you are. It has been hot here, but the last couple of days, it's been really, really cool. After that wild weather we had earlier this week, Mother Nature doesn't know what she's doing, I don't think. Have a great weekend, everybody. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Take care, and we'll see you soon.